get that done.
Vine Street, I look at how Vine Street looks today.
Yeah, well, Vine Street's a lot different than what it ever was, and you know, the stadium that's there. If the stadium wasn't there, in that apartment house, the funeral home, and all those homes that were in the area there, if they were there today, the financial situation that the city is in would still be here today.
Would be no different?
No different. So the many people, the dissenters, are trying to tie the two together. There is no tie to it. So it's difficult to explain, and people don't want to hear the facts when they feel they have that fact in their mind, and it's unfortunate. We have people coming to the council meetings and chirping about things that they really have no facts on, and those are the things that are there. This city council is a good city council. I've been blessed really with working with people on city council who were strong and had a direction to go. My concern on this council, there are a couple people there that have some hidden agendas in their own agendas, and that's dangerous when you're not working together and you're pulling things apart. You need to work together. From the aspect of getting things accomplished, you can't get them accomplished unless you're working together. So I think there need to be some changes there, and I think now that I'm retiring, I think that some of those personal agendas and the grandeur of becoming mayor of the community are there, and there's some people that want to do it that just, you know, have only been here a year. That is the worst thing you can do, because when I ran against Morris Becker the first time. I was on council 4 years, and I got my clock cleaned. I mean, he just trounced me. And then 4 years later, I ran, and he beat me by 300 votes. But it taught me to understand and to learn. And that's what I hope that happens with city council, and those are people that want to be mayor of the community. You have to have people that are going to be in there who understand and know what needs to be done. I went out and made tremendous connections and friends, whether it's in Columbus or Washington, to get what I needed for the community. But also good friendships too. I mean, it wasn't just using those people, but good friendships. And that's going to be difficult for someone to come in to do. It takes time to do those kind of things. We were fortunate that in the first 4 years, we were able to accomplish a lot of that. You know, those are some of the things that are there. I'm going to miss tremendously my staff, the people that work here.
Tell me about some of the people around you that who have worked with you that you feel was, you know, good working arrangements. I'm sure there's some of those people you'd like to thank.
Well, you know, number one and foremost is Addie, as my right-hand person. She used to work for the mayor, Mayor Becker, and she was worried that when I came on that I wouldn't keep her, and she knows so much, and she has been such a help to me that she has just been a tremendous asset to this community. She knows so much. She knows the history of when things were happening. We just had an incident of something that came up with a problem, and I asked her about it, and she went right to the files, pulled it out, and we had the history of what it was. So she's a person that was just totally, you can't put a value to it or a number. She was just priceless.
Is she going to be staying on?
From what I understand from George, yes, she will. Then Donna Vaughn, who has been Human Resource Coordinator. She served on council. Very bright, intelligent lady, and I've actually encouraged her that I'd like to see her run for mayor.
Oh, interesting. And she's the great grant writer.
Right.
That has just been such a tremendous help.
So, though that person, and then Mike Hutchinson with Recreation, who knew everything.
And he retired already.
And he retired. And then Bill Phillip, who was a councilman I brought on, it's a service director, is doing an excellent job. Then the law department, I lost my law director, Ted Clammer, when he got elected judge, and that was a real hurt for me. But then we hired his son, Randy, who is outstanding and does a good job. There are people here who work their fannies off for the people of this community. The recreation department with Dorothy and Judy, they do an outstanding job. And then little John Ventures, who's the custodian here, I always call him perpetual motion because he never stops, does an outstanding job. Our finance department, the girls in the finance department are dedicated individuals, and Mike Vukovic there. And then Jack Masterson just resigned the other day. He's got a job in Greene, Ohio. But Jack was an outstanding finance director for many, many years. And
who will replace him?
I don't know. That's going to be up to City Council. And then the guys in the service department, every one of them, they work hard. It's like a family, and some of them you have to discipline, and some of them you have to do things you don't want to do, but you have to. And then the tax department with Angela, what an outstanding job she's done. The building department with Ethel and some of the people that we had to lay off out of there were great people. Pam Negria and some of the others. And then Roger's taken over that department, done an excellent job with that. And Timmy's now got his certification. The police department, the two chiefs have been wonderful to work with in our men. They're family. And, I've learned everything about each one of them, know them personally. And then you come back into the building and you go to the one lady who sits at that switchboard who is an angel.
Yeah, she is.
And she just recently lost her husband, who was a very good friend and served on the planning commission. But Annie has an outlook on life like nobody else that I know. She is a wonderful person. She had a tremendous loss in her life, and she's very, very, very strong faith. And she feels her husband is in a better place, and she's moving on with her life, and that's good. I'm thinking of all the different people that have made such an impact that's here. The things that we were able to accomplish, you can only accomplish with good people. And they're there because they want to do a job, and they're dedicated to the people of the community. Our fire department, second to none. They really are great. Richie Sabo, the fire chief, they're the guys with the white hats.
Oh, yeah.
They're great.
Yeah.
But it takes that team, and I really hope I didn't miss anybody. It takes that team to make everything that we've tried to accomplish happen.
And a lot of them are working a lot harder now because of people who have been laid off. And then there's also people who volunteer, serve on committees and things too, right?
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, you go through all of the different committees. These people really give their all for the community. It's easy to, and I say bark in using that term, to criticize and find fault. It's easy to do that. Anybody can do that.
Right.
But step into the position and see the difficulties that are there. The choices that you have to make sometime are not good. I mean they're good choices, but they're very difficult choices. So how do you cap a career of 20-some years in public service? And I don't know. I don't know how to do it. Some people ask me about a legacy. I don't like that word. I just want people to remember me about bringing pride back here.
Above all things, I don't think there could be anything better than that.
Yeah.
I think that's an amazing accomplishment. Let's talk a little bit about the future of the city. Do you feel, as you sit here at this point, do you feel optimistic about the future of this city, or are you a little fearful about the future of this city?
No, I'm optimistic. Again, we've gone through this before. The people of the community will pull together. It will be back. The economy is going to come back. Things will be fine. And the garbage collection thing will come off, and all the other things that they need to get through this situation are there. The critical thing, and I say this as a critical thing, is the levy that'll be on the ballot in August. We need to, that needs to pass. And I'm going to tell you, the people who are in there that are saying that it isn't needed don't know what they're talking about. And they're in there saying it and hurting the city. It's hurting the city. I'm going to become involved in something down the road, and I become an advocate for a lot of different things, but I'm going to work on, the county cannot keep coming in and raising taxes 24%.